The details are amazing. It's been clean. Oh, it's still... There's still electricity running through it. It's fritzing. Turn off the electricity here? So that's it, is it? The machine that blew up.
No, it must have been a magnificent explosion. I've seen my fair share.
Seen things like this before, you mean? But whatever.
Of course, Hurley's always doing experiments that end in a bang. In fact, in his own words, explosions are the very essence of chemistry.
Ah, might explain the smell of burning that frequently comes wafting up the stairs.
One time, he made something that exploded with such a force it took the roof off the building. I wish you'd have been to the scene at Runo.
I would be dead. We live in the attic. It's hard to get excited about that. It's hard to get too excited about that, given that I now live in the roof.
Well, anyway, that's enough about that. It's time to investigate.
Oh, Greg-san. Oh, look. Inspector Gregson's over there. He seems to be deep in thought about something, whilst eyeing up the machine carefully.
Really? Just looks confused to me.
Examine. Is there anything to the left or right? Oh, is it only here? Oh, there's up. Oh. Where's the forensic team that's supposed to be in this area that's not letting us examine the machine? What's this? It ripped itself apart magnificently, didn't it?
Magnificently and mercilessly.
Someone stands in the middle of the machine to be disassembled and then beamed through the air.
Yes, beamed, not blasted. That's the point.
Yes, part's crucial, really. Is something like that even possible, though?
Oh, Runo, I'm just a child. How should I know?
A child when it suits you mean? Oh yeah, duh.
From what I can tell, I think if you were to pull this lever here...
Stop! Don't touch that!
That was practically instantaneous kinesis the way you flew over just now, Gregsy.
Surely she wasn't actually going to do it, considering that it just exploded. Why would you fucking pull anything? Oh, Mario! Please, your ladyship. I didn't mean to startle you, but I can't let you touch anything up here.
So sorry. You could have some of my latest special blend to make up for it.
Oh, I'm running out of tea for myself. To buy more. Then I decided to play a game instead. Ah, wonderful. This stuff really is wonderful. It's just like old times, this is. We're representing Professor Hairbrain in court tomorrow, Inspector. So we should be allowed to examine the scene. Ah, listen, Sunshine. Even I'm not allowed to touch anything up here. It's that blasted Special Dispensation for Scientific Equipment Act to blame. It's driving me potty. Oh yes, that Special Dispensation. How do you pronounce that word? Professor mentioned that too. More red tape's all we need. I don't know what the government thinks it's playing at sometimes. It's the engineer. He definitely did it. He's taking part of it. He's using that act to keep you from examining the machine. That's gonna show to be rigged or whatever the fuck.
But we're allowed to just look, aren't we?
Eh?
Surely that's alright, isn't it, Gregsy?
Yeah, we're looking at it right now. Oh, of course, your ladyship. Anything you say, your ladyship. But please don't get your dainty hands dirty, will ya?
Don't worry. We wouldn't dream of touching anything, would we, Runo?
She knows how to get what she wants. Okay, let's see what we can look at and not touch. First of all, not touch me. You're not. There are all sorts of strange buildings here at the Great Exhibition Ground, aren't there? I seem to remember something similar being exhibited in Japan one time.
Oh, in your country, Runo? I do wish I could go and see it. I present a particularly steely samurai with the present of one of Hurley's story I'd written especially. And see if I couldn't get Hurley into a jam against some Bartitsu Master Ninja. What's a Bartitsu? Is that a thing?
You might not find as many of those sorts of people around as you think.
Oh, well that's dull.
Oh, But I do know a prosecutor with a Chonmage top knot I can introduce you to. Didn't he cut it off? A how do you pronounce that? The way I'm pronouncing it makes it sound Korean. Chonmage? 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 I don't know how to pronounce it.
Really? I think I could have my picture taken with him. Do you?
Assuming he's recovered from the trim Kazuma gave him a year ago. Yes. Oh, Runo doesn't know about him cutting it off. That was Susato. I forgot about that. Damn. Considering how badly damaged everything is, Professor Hairbrain was lucky to escape unscathed, I'd say. We should have a good look around the machine while we can, I think. Touch anything, I'll make sure I kill you before I get strung up myself, you hear? I won't touch a thing, I promise. Please, spare a thought for your digestion. Anyway, you really think this machine could actually disassemble people like the professor claims? Yes, looking totally incredulous. Give it a rest, Sunshine. If we were allowed to examine all this bleeding scrap metal, maybe we could answer that question. But we can't, can we?
Because of the annoying rule, you mean?
Exactly! The annoying obstructive flaming rule. Oh, look at the base of the machine there.
Oh yes! There's a tool of some kind poking through the wire mesh.
It's a tower. It's the crystal tower screwdriver. It's a screwdriver, I think.
Oh, isn't it a lovely one? The handle is in the shape of a capital letter A.
Oh, I thought it was meant to be the tower. It is? Oh yes, you're right. What's the matter with you? Don't touch anything, I said! Touch anything and I'll make sure I kill you before I get strung on myself, I said! Yes, I understand. Sorry. I only touched it a teeny weeny bit.
But Greg, see? I'm very curious about this screwdriver. Really very, very curious.
Good call, your ladyship. You're so clever, your ladyship. Fancy spotting something like this. But I'm afraid I can't let you have it.
But Runo found it first.
I assure you, I'll investigate it thoroughly. Gone off with it. I thought he wasn't allowed to touch it.
That was very mean. I'm afraid Dr. Gregson is going to make a very clumsy and embarrassing mistake in next month's installment now.
Poor Gregsy. Well, he's gone now. Let's just fucking touch everything. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Oh, that's the microphone. It's the Ferris wheel. What is that gigantic thing over there? It looks like an enormous water wheel.
Oh, the Ferris wheel. There'll be people riding inside those little cabins you can see.
Why?
Well, they rotate nice and slowly, so it's a wonderful way to see the surrounding scenery.
Wait, it's turning, but it looks completely still. What? Ryunosuke, look at it. It's clearly rotating.
Yes, that's because it's turning so slowly. One complete revolution takes about a half an hour.
You're mad enough to go on one. It would be more fun to whiz around fast, don't you think? Half an hour to ride a Ferris wheel? That means you'd be stuck in your carriage for a half an hour. Oh my god.
I feel as though you might have just invented a new sort of ride there, Runo.
Half an hour, my ass. I wouldn't want to sit in that for. I know who else would hate it. Hunter. Look at the megaphone. That amazing horn-shaped device is pointing towards the crystal tower. I suppose once people are disassembled by the machine, they're shot out of that thing to wherever they're going.
I don't think it was supposed to shoot anything, Runo. It was set up to beam people to the crystal tower where they'd be reconstructed in their original form.
Well, I don't like the look of it. But as amazing as it looks, the accident wouldn't have happened in the first place, of course.
I suppose that's true, yes.
But nothing ever goes according to plan, does it? Those are the people carrying balloons, dangling silently in the skies over London. I always thought the day would come where humans would discover how to fly. But I never imagined it would involve them being suspended from colorful, floating Temari handballs. Temari handballs.
I'm I'm sure it must feel amazing being up there among the clouds. Let's take a ride together, Runo. Please?
I'm being perfectly honest. I would like to try it. But without a cast iron guarantee that the thing won't plummet to the ground, I'm too scared.
Oh, well, in that case, I should tell you what Hurley said. It's physically impossible for a flying balloon to plummet to the ground, as long as it doesn't explode.
Yes, call me crazy, but I think that exploding part might play on my mind for a little. Is there anything else? Oops. Oh god, you're still here. Oh wait. Look at this box. Like William Turner. Is that it? I guess we'll talk to Gregorson. Oh god, you have things to say. Using high voltage electricity to somehow disassemble a man's body, and then beam him across to the Crystal Tower. It's an extraordinary thing to attempt, especially in public. Audio. True. It was by far the most unusual of the experiments planned for the exhibition mine. To be honest, I'm a bit surprised it was allowed. Carrying out something so dangerous with so many spectators present, I mean. The government is doing everything it can to promote new science and technology at the moment. They're more worried about being ahead of the game than the odd spot of public safety infringements. They can be the first to develop some new technology. It makes Britain more powerful in the future, you see. Yes, I suppose that's true in a way. The powers that be what? So the powers that be are placing what? God. So the powers that be are placing a heavy emphasis on science's right at the moment.
What sort of rights?
They're making it so that any theories the brains have remain their legal property, as it were. Right through developing it into a practical idea and even going into production. The patents, which is the infuriating reason for us coppers aren't allowed to touch this crime scene. That's a new and high flatulent special dispensation for scientific equipment act forbids it. Ah, I see now. The only people with permission to investigate here are from some brand new department at the yard. The Forensic Investigation Team, it's called. Even were relegated to keeping guard. Forensic Investigation Team. Any old fool could see that this heap of scrap metal was a sham to begin with. But just because it says scientific equipment on the paperwork, we can't do a flaming thing with it!
Poor Craigsy. Very het up, isn't he?
Het up? What is het up? I've never heard of that. I thought it would be like heated up. Het up. Hetero? Remind me again? What's this new legal act that means we're not allowed to touch the scene here? Oh my god, he said it like 5 times already. Are you having me at it, Sunshine? It's a special
Yes, I think Hurley mentioned that recently. With a real twinkle in his eye, as I remember.
I'm sure he did, your ladyship. I'm sure he did. Passed especially for this great exhibition it was. All scientists have to do is present their ideas or inventions to some suit in the civil service. If it gets rubber stamped, there's a guarantee of rights to maintain the invention's confidentiality. What does that really mean? Think about it. Think of all the world-changing new inventions on display every day at this exhibition. Although a good half of them are a load of cobblers, if you ask me, put forward by shammers like yourself. Hey, I'm not a sham. Thanks for that. I'm not inventing things.
Oh, I love how absurd some of the inventions here are. It's all so fun.
It might be fun to you, but a member of the forces has to be present at every single demonstration. You imagine, eh? Hang science, that's what I say. Oh my god. Well, sure, I wouldn't be happy to hear you say that.
Oh, I don't think so. That sounds like my dream job.
You'd soon think otherwise after spending a day guarding all these shammers' bogus contraptions. But if they're all bogus, how could anyone hope to demonstrate them? No point. Yeah, well, there is a point, sadly. Sorry? Thanks to another one of our government's bright ideas. Any theory or invention is deemed to show potential, the government hands out a research grant. Scientists get funding. Exactly. And that's what they're all after. All these shammers coming from far and wide to clog up Hyde Park. Who has to keep them all safe, eh? Who has to smile politely and welcome them? Us coppers, that's who. So you can see why I say it now, can't ya? Hang science! Hang it!
Oh, maybe I can see your point.
But only if it shows potential, right? If it doesn't show potential, then fucking kick him out. Apparently, Professor Hairbrain lives and works in Germany, now conducting his research. That's right. Came back to Britain especially for the Great Exhibition, as I understand it. Probably after one of our government's research grants. Actually, we learned something else about the professor earlier today. About his time in further education. It turns out he was at university with someone we both know. Lord Van Zieks. Hey, what's that? That's news to me. But the Van Zieks mans the prosecution. Then, as the accused, the professor's fate is sealed. The Reaper will get him one way or another. Blimey, that man's beyond me. I don't know what goes on in that head of his. Talking of Van Zieks, this morning's paper ran the story of him being attacked. And that.
Oh yes, but Mr. Reaper is completely fine. Nothing to worry about.
Yes, right. Glad to hear it. Still, the Reaper. Huh. How long is that business gonna keep up, I wonder? Isn't it? Talking about the case, the investor, Mr. Asman, was another of the Reaper's victims, or so I heard. Lord Barragvan, what? Oh my god, so tired. Lord Barrack Van Zieks is a top-class prosecutor. Even he can't always push the right verdicts through. Sometimes justice can't win. Yes, I heard about jurors being bribed, evidence being falsified. And that's how the notion of the Reaper of the Bailey came about, isn't it? Obviously, Scotland Yard suspected Van Zieks initially. We all assumed he was taking matters into his own hands if he failed to seal the deal in court. Although the man himself denies the charge. Well, we've done a very thorough investigation. The conclusion we reached is that Lord Van Zieks is in no way related to the death of those people outside the courtroom. There's no question in my mind. I'd stake my reputation on it, I would. But if that's true, how do you explain it? All those defendants couldn't have just coincidentally died if nobody killed them. I know that, but I can't explain it. It's a mystery after all, isn't it? That's the whole point of the Reaper. Mr. Hairbrain mentioned something else. He said that at university, Lord Van Zieks was a totally different person, easygoing and kind. What? He said that it was after they both graduated that something happened to change the man. Do you have any idea what it was? No clue. Really? Look, I've got my hands full watching over this frustrating crime scene. Why don't you go and make a nuisance of yourself elsewhere, eh?
He knows! I want to know too.
Man, alright. What else is there? Should I show you this? As a detective, what do you make of this? Personally speaking, 9 times out of 10 I find clues turn out to be red herrings. So there's every chance that's totally irrelevant. Blah, 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 blah. Actually, a fairly persuasive argument. But it's in my inventory, so it has to be right. Shut up. As a detective. Inspector, have you read this paper? Yeah, 2 unwelcome blasts back to back. This one at the exhibition, and the Reaper getting attacked. I know. Terrible news to wake up to, wasn't it? I tried to pretend I hadn't read it and turned over another 40 winks. Thanks to that, I was laid up and got a roasting from the super. Some mornings are like that, aren't they? Cool. Cool story. Whoops! I didn't mean to present. God dang it! I pressed the wrong button. Okay. Well, I'm done here, right? There's something else to say? What am I supposed to do now? How do I go? How do I go back downstairs? Oh wait, no, it must be its own place. Hold up. Where am I right now? How do I get back downstairs? Maybe I don't need to go downstairs. No, right. What? How do I leave? I guess I'll go to back home? Seem right? This is not right. Where am I going? Prison? Oh, maybe I can ask the scientist about the nope, just kidding. I was gonna ask him about the burnt thing. Where am I going? Oh, Van Zeeks, can you help me? He's just standing there. Look at him, his posture and everything. Oh, he's gone. He disappeared. What? Let me talk to you. What's up? Lord Van Zeeks. Yo, I'm here to bother you again. I don't know what to do.
I think he's ignoring you, Runo.
Execution and defense should avoid speaking outside of the courtroom as a rule. So if anyone is being rude here, it's most certainly the man in black there, standing before us. Well, joke's on you, I'm not wearing black right now.
Oh, I see. Well, thank you for setting the record straight.
God dang it.
Did you see that? He spoke to me, Runo.
Why are you so shy? Why are you happy about that? What? So, Lord Van Zeeks, have you managed to visit the Great Exhibition yet? Oh, come on!
He's definitely ignoring you.
Right. No niceties either then. Rude! Fine. Where? I don't know where to go. My home? I guess we haven't been here yet. You have the tea on? Oh. Doesn't seem like there's anything to do here. Ah, but we can examine the room. What's up? How's it been? Looks like a mess. Office spade. Then Mrs. Sato's gone. The shufflers aren't represented to correct me. Maybe I'll have to do it myself. That's not a spade, Mr. Naruhodo. It's a shovel. Shut up.
Ah, so you're a spade, huh, are you, Runo? What? You want to battle it out?
Right. I'm not gonna argue with a native English speaker who has some kind of gun. Kettle's gently simmering away there on top of the stove as usual. It's kind of Mrs. Sato to send that Japanese tea. Really like it, don't you, Iris? But for me, it's the sound of the stove and the burbling kettle that I like the most on bitter winter mornings.
Feels even cozier in here when the delightful Iris pours the tea for me. I really couldn't imagine without that wonderful young girl. Oh, Runo, it's so sweet of you to say so.
Stop putting words in my mouth, please, Iris. Cute. The picture. Is this a picture of the group? It looks like a picture of two people. Photograph of us all together that day. Oh, it is everyone. Yeah! Oh, how nostalgic. Makes me a little sad to look at it now, which is why I've taken to lying it flat. A what? The Sholmes brightened it up every single time. I've grown accustomed to it. What? That's so sweet! Hope we'll all be together again like that one day soon. That's so sweet! Oh, that's such a cute little touch! Oh, I love it. I want to cry. Now at first glance, my desk here looks as though it's in a mess. However, not in a mess at all. I think it's exactly where I want it to be. But whenever Mrs. Sato looked at it, she'd put her hand on her hip and say, "Oh dear." Way of saying that I should make it more orderly and neat. I missed that.
You sound just like Herlock, you know? He says the same about his mess.
Kind of logic that transcends international borders, obviously. Mrs. Sato's tea said that she left here with me. Stilton green tea is just too bitter, though. Thank goodness for sugar and milk. The Sholmes certainly wasn't expecting the acrid taste that one time. I've never heard anyone let out a scream like that before, or seen anyone fall down the stairs quite like that either. It always brings a smile to my lips when I'm feeling a little down.
Ah, well, you know what that reminds me of? I think I gave you some black coffee when you weren't expecting it. You fell all the way down the stairs as well, didn't you?
Why are you guys drinking stuff by the staircase? Wow, I look fucking crazy orange. Let me fucking change that. Goddamn. Did I read this? Yes. Do you think you could try to forget that, please, Iris? That doesn't bring a smile to my lips at all. Sherlock Holmes. Naruhodo, same people. Sato's desk. It's Susato's desk. Suppose it won't get used now that she's gone back to Japan. I'll just have to wait here patiently for its old friend to return.
Even now, I sometimes find myself pouring a cup of tea for Susie by mistake.
That explains why I sometimes find a steaming cup on her desk here. It shocks me every time. It's just one of your pranks, I see.
It's no prank. I miss her.
Aww, you guys are so cute. I never did see what Miss Susato's room looked like. I could go in now, of course, but I don't dare. Say a young maiden's private chamber is a place of bittersweet secrets. Although, from the laughter I used to hear when you would visit, I imagine it's mainly sweet.
Oh, we used to have such a fun time in Susie's room. She told me all sorts of interesting things about your country, you know?
Wouldn't she have cleaned up her room? I'd imagine there'd be nothing there of hers. Look at the prawns and the anemones gently swaying around the tank. Regular cleaning, some food and fresh seawater is all they need. Some conversation, of course. It seems like a lot of effort at first, but it was worth it. I'm starting to be able to tell what they're thinking. Funny to think that so many people in London had aquariums like this once, when they were in vogue. Never expect to find sea anemones in the middle of the capital. I think I'll have to name them soon.
Oh no! Runo's disappeared!
What?
I expect he's been eaten by Hurley.
I think I'd prefer it if you used her imagination more when naming the sea life. That's it. Alright, anyway, I don't think I'm supposed to be here. What am I supposed to do? Where am I going? And is there still more to do up? Oh, I'm back here. Okay. I guess you have to leave and then come back in here in order to fucking get back down here? Oh, what's this? Did I miss it? I missed this.
It looks as though somebody dropped something behind the tree just here.
Dropped? Or hid? That's not a fucking... That's not being hid at all, Ryunosuke. Was that a crossbow? What is this? Some part of the machine that exploded?
Maybe. Could have fallen from the platform above in the blast, perhaps.
What's going on there? Oh, nothing. How did I miss that? I saw that there earlier, and I was curious about it, and I didn't even click. I think I'll hang on to this just in case. Serious contraption has been entered in the court record. Very curious device found behind the tree on the experiment. There, that's the last of it. I missed that. Whoops. I hit.
Runo, listen.
What? What is it?
I've been thinking. Hurley might know something, mightn't he?
About what?
About Mr. Reaper.
About what happened to Lord Van Zeeks, you mean? Because it sounds like something very significant occurred after he graduated from university. Something that completely changed his life. Maybe. I have no idea where to find Mr. Sholmes at this moment. He's in the middle of some big case, isn't he?
Yeah, this is what you need.
Them to spells. What's this? Some kind of entrance ticket. Add them to spells. It's supposed to mean something to me.
You don't know it? It's the most popular attraction in London at the moment. It's very close to Baker Street, actually. We could go now if you like.
No, we don't have time for visiting attractions today, Iris. We have a big trial tomorrow.
But that's where Hurley is.
What? At this popular London attraction?
Yes.
How is it that you know where he is?
Hurley told me. But he told me to keep it a secret from you, Runo.
Why? Madam to spells. Don't see how it could be related to the case we're investigating here. But then, stranger things have happened. And when they happen, the Sholmes is usually at the heart of them. So we're heading over to Madam to say to Sods, to spells, whatever. Oh wait, before we go, wait, this thing before. Is this not like, it looks like a crossbow. Or like you would wind it up and something shoots out of it. I can't find anything out of place. Oh, there's nothing to say about this fucking thing? What about this? It looks like layers of thick canvas, with a thick rubber lining of sorts. Never seen anything like it before. But applying Mr. Sholmes' method, might deduce it was part of a raincoat worn by someone who really didn't want to get wet. And the charring must have occurred when the person was struck by lightning. Oh, I just realized that the hand-drawn version of Iris is also included the hat thing. Maybe not. Is this like a part of a hot air balloon? Hot air? Was it shut down or something? I don't know. You gotta get going, man.